Yo, 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 what is going on, IK Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and we are back again for our second version, but hopefully the most accurate version of our top 25 alliances in Infinity Kingdom for the month of April 2022. Now, I do, of course, want to apologize. And again, I'm always one where if there is a level or some oversight that happens, because again, I may miss something. And thankfully, Gestor, among a few others, did point that out where, unfortunately, 57 on specifically for the alliances, right? If for those who watched the Strongest Kingdom video, the Strongest Server video, they were included there. I even double checked and went through all my other tabs that you may see here at the bottom when it comes to Lord Power, Troop Power, Highest Honest players, Highest Honor players, most Castle 50s, right? I'm pretty sure they were all included on there for the data that I had, but for whatever reason, when I clicked on it and I was going through, I just missed on adding in the alliance portions specifically for the top 25 list. And so again, having that accountability is very important. And so making sure that we update and we bring out the most accurate information, especially when I'm doing these kind of deep data pools on all the accounts, because I had to go through 110, right? Always happy, especially if someone's able to point out something that I missed or I didn't include, right? And I obviously want to make sure I get you guys the most up-to-date stuff. So finally, I think we're good to go. Before we get started, as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you sub, like, ring the notification bell, and let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just do a brief uncover. And you can see here, right, most of the stuff that we talked about before is still relevant, but we'll kind of go bottom up. So our new bubble minimum is 166.18. And that's Gods from 45. They're a new addition, so welcome. Doom from 54, or from 45, excuse me. They're a new addition. We got Evil at 164.5 mil from server 46. Now, they're down. Previously, they were ranked number 11. You can see them here right at 152. However, they're still seeing a plus 12.1 mil increase, which is pretty good. Then we get to number 22, which is Fang from server 26. They're down. Previously, we're number 12 here at 152, but they're still seeing a plus 9.9, almost plus 10 mil increase, right? So still a decent amount. Then we get to 21 from server 78. We got DRP, Dragon's Rum Party, quality name. They're a new addition. Welcome. Then we get to number 20 here, which is 13RU. Previously, they were number 15, so they dropped about 5 ranks. You can see them right here. They're still seeing a plus 16.6 mil increase in power, so that's good. And let me preface as well, I usually say this at the beginning, right? Remember that the Alliance power numbers are going to, for the most part, pretty much be based on, right, also how many city structures that they have outside of the player powers themselves. You might have some servers where it's a 1 Alliance server, a 1 faction server, a 2 Alliance server, and some of these alliances just have all the best structures or many of them. So that's going to be a big factor into the power numbers. Again, just want to make sure that that is clear. It could also just be that some servers are kind of running that mega alliance structure where they just put all the top or the best players in. Right, it's kind of a combination of both. Now, some of the kingdoms that are going to be on this list actually have, and you can look at the strongest kingdom or strongest server list for some of the low power range gaps on the previous video. Some of them do have close alliance power ranges where it isn't really kind of that blatant or that imbalanced. So just wanted to point that out, right? There is a mixture of everything, but just so that way that's out in the open, because I know that's usually the question, or at least one of the questions that comes up. Okay, then we go here, right? We said down 15 for 13RU, still getting that 16.6 mil increase. We get EXO here at number 19 from 71. They were up from 22, right? So again, right here, you see them there. They're actually looking at a plus 23.6 mil increase. That's, again, getting a little more respectable now. VIP is 167.4 from server 48. They're up previously from 25, right, to 18. So they're seeing a plus 7 spot increase here at plus 32.7 mil, right? So now getting a little more respectable. Now we get to number 17. This is Slay from server 8. They're down. Previously were ranked number 2. Arguably maybe one of the biggest drops so far, whether it's a plus or minus. And there are some big pluses as well. But they ended up actually being the only alliance here who saw a negative 10.1 decrease in power from, again, at this point, almost about 3 months ago. Now, this could be, like we're seeing, pluses or minuses, right? Even though this is the only minus, it could just be from, again, maybe player shifts. Again, people might have migrated out of that alliance, maybe out of the kingdom. Maybe they joined another alliance. Maybe they restructured, right? There could be a few reasons. Then we get to number 16 here, which is IMPK from server 78, a new addition. Welcome. We get to TLK, The Last Kingdom, from server 54 here, another new addition. welcome to you too. And then we get to 0 here, going into more of the top 15 at server 49. They're up from number 21. So we see them here, 142. They're seeing a plus 28.4 mil increase. Again, very nice. Then we get to Vex, number 13, at 175.7 mils from server 38. They are down here from number 8, right? Previously coming in right here, but still seeing a plus 15.1 mil increase. Then we get to AVR Avengers from server 40, right? Almost now at the 180, practically there for their mil cap. And I also want to point out that this data, for anyone who's curious, was taken on the 6th as of today when I did the most recent updated version. Okay, then we're there for AVR right up 24. You can see them here, and they made it up to 12, right? So seeing a plus 12 spot increase. Also seeing the biggest jump so far, plus 42.8, right? Again, probably either, whether it's consolidating, redistributing, or maybe just getting a bunch of migrants coming in. This is a big number, right, to see from that far based on what we've seen thus far, I should say. And as I go ahead and just switch this to my fancy purple color, then we get to DD. Here, server 16, they're down from number 5 previously is where they were. Day Drinkers, now changing to Devious Devils. I think that's a good move. Then they're seeing a plus 16.1 mil increase. Then we get to the top 10 here. So we got LGD at 185.8 mil from server 57. They're actually unchanged, but still seeing a 32.5 mil increase, right? You can see them actually here as well from 57. Then we get to number 9. This is Ego. No losing from server 26. They're down from number 4 previously where they were last, but still seeing a plus 18.8 mil increase. Again, even though down, still respectable pluses. Then we get to TF the Fam here at number 8, the Fam. And this is at 190.3 mil from server 49. They're up previously from number 9, so up 1 spot, but still seeing a plus 35.2 mil increase, which kind of just goes to show you how much increase is kind of needed to somewhat maintain just moving up 1 spot here on the boards. Then we get to NGU, Never Give Up. This is 190.5 from server 57. They are new. Now, I want to also note here that one of the 57 alliances here and then here, which we'll talk about in a moment, one of these is a rebranding from one of the other 57s, because you see one here and then you see one here for LGD. And you can see, as a note, that LGD Glory ended up at number 10, kind of renamed themselves. So one of these shells basically went to one of these new alliances. That's why I'm saying that it's really, technically it's one new, and that's why I have 8 new here. I just put them because the name rebranded, just again for transparency, so people don't hit me up like, well, why are they here, or they just rebranded, blah blah. So I just wanted to make sure that that was noted. And again, the third alliance I think was just another alliance that rebranded, but again, they did get influx of players coming in, so I did feel it appropriate to add it as new. Okay. So we get that from 57 at 190. Then we get to number 6, which is Sky, another new addition from server 100, right? The youngest server on the list. That's pretty cool. And then we get, just telling you, man, the Koreans or the Asian player base there is just banging out power. Like, it's madness. Oh, it's wild stuff. Okay. Then we end up getting over to SSQ, which is from server 38. They're up from number 13 right here on the old list. And you see them at number 5. Again, getting a nice bump there at plus 44.8 mil. Then we got Kano. This is Boss Babies Alliance from server 97. They're a new addition, so welcome to the fam. Sky as well. And then we got AOW getting into our top 3, breaking the 200 mil gap for 3 alliances. They're from server 38. They're up from number 16. So that's a big jump there for 13 spots. And they're actually giving us the largest plus increase here at 52.9 mil. Awesome to see, and shout out there to AOW. Then we get to Boss, Final Boss. Not sure if that is a Final Boss from kind of like Halo reference, or maybe Final Boss from something else. They're just the most prominent Final Boss that I know of from the old Halo days, if you will. At 219 mil, seeing a nice jump up there from 203. They're the last new addition coming into the number 2 spot, so welcome. And then finally, the number 1 still uncrowned Kings is Awooga. The Family. There we go. And this is from 222 mil, 0.3, pretty much 0.4 mil, server 16, still unchanged, right? But they're still getting a plus 25.4 mil increase. So really awesome to see them holding on to that top spot still. Okay, now we get to some of the notes. There's 8 new alliances here, right? Even though we did put 9 respectively. And one of those, like we said, is one of the 57 name changes. The previous youngest kingdom was 71. Now the newest youngest kingdom is 100, right? So you go by 3 months, we're getting about 29 new servers in, and now we're at 100, right? Server 100 for the newest. There's 4 new kingdoms here that are younger than server 71. There's 16 alliances that are still here on the boards. And then we have 7 ups and 7 downs that we ended up seeing here. So pretty even, which is cool. And then we have 2 unchanged, which again kind of brings us back to 16. Now, the 2 other notes I thought were interesting here is the ceiling, right, which was from where Awu previously was, saw a plus 26.9 mil. And then the bubble position saw a plus 22.3 mil. Now, this kind of indicates that we're still getting a little bit of, I don't want to say imbalance, but just more separation rather than closing that gap, which is interesting. Typically, if you want to close it, the bubble position would usually need to increase more than the ceiling number is increasing. And usually, and this should happen over time as long as we don't end up getting kind of more plus ranks. I imagine that mainly happened because of the level increases from 40 to 50 that just factored into the ceiling being raised a little bit more. Outside of that, let me lastly show you what I think is also something interesting, right? So we have, and this is probably the easiest way for me to do it. I'll just do a quick sort. So we can show you guys, we'll do D and then we'll do A. So you can see here, right, 8, you can see a couple of the kingdoms that have multiple alliances. So server 16 has 2, 26 has 2, 38 has 3, 45 with 2, 49 with 2, 57 with 3, 78 with 2, right? So right now 38 and 57 each have 3 alliances right now that are in the top 25. So I just wanted to show that I thought that was pretty cool, along with some of the other note stats. Okay. That is it for me. So hopefully we did a good job this time around for the second version. Let me know what you guys think. Any surprise entries here? Were you shocked that maybe we had, these 8 to 9 new alliances? Shocked that maybe the fact that the ceiling is still increasing compared to the bubble? That maybe server 197 being the 2 youngest servers now are here and added? Let me know anything and everything you guys are thinking. Would love to know your thoughts in those comments down below. That is it for me. Until next time, I'll catch you later.